Hello, within this tutorial we're going to look at Social Squared and its security settings. Now first of all, just to mention that if you don't set any security settings at all in Social Squared, then the default behavior would be that anybody that lands on a page, and that includes the team site homepage that contains the Social Squared web part, those users will be able to go through and create topics and reply to topics right out of the box. Anybody that is an administrator of the team site, so has full control to the team site, will become the administrator of Social Squared and will be able to go through and create the forum groups and create forums and set moderators and set other permissions as well. So that's if you do absolutely nothing. And it's also worth pointing out that without even going into any form of security, you can also mask out some of the different forum groups so that the most relevant forum groups display within inside certain areas of SharePoint. So for example, anything food related we could maybe have on a food team site, anything drink related we could have on a drink team site, and within your business perhaps we could have sales related forum groups showing up in the sales team sites and also the marketing team sites and so on. And the way that you configure that is basically by going through into the web part properties. So as we click the drop down and choose edit web part, on the right hand side here within inside the tool pane, we can go through and select which forum groups we'd like to display on this page. So if I didn't want to display restaurants and I didn't want to display desserts, then we can basically remove those two forum groups, click onto apply and save and close. However, it's also worth pointing out that that is not security. So if somebody was to send a link to one of the topics to another user that maybe wasn't a member of this particular team site, then they would be able to see that topic. So in order to have a look at the security settings, we can navigate into the site settings, and within inside the forum groups we've got the different forums in here, and we can set permissions either at the forum group level and have them propagate down, or we can also set permissions at each forum level as well. So if for example we went into beer, we might want to restrict that from some of our underage employees. So what we could do there is go through and set no permission for certain users. So we'll set no permission for Brett there, since he's clearly under the age of 21 and is not allowed to drink. So we can enter Brett and save that user, and that particular forum would not show for Brett now when he logs on. One of the other things we can do is also force read post permission as well. So if we don't want other people to contribute, so let's say we're inside the sales team site of our organization and we only want sales people to be able to create topics and reply to topics. However, it would be useful for other people inside the organization to be able to read those topics. What we could do is enter each individual user, or we could also enter a group of users as well. So for example, we could enter developers in here and save the developers group, and anybody that appears inside the developers domain group would now only be able to read the posts that are created. We can also set other administrators, and we can also set moderators as well, and there is a separate post on creating moderators and how moderators work, but notice in here if we set a moderator we can enter their details and we can have more than one moderator, and we can also specify a refinement of that, and that is do the topics and posts appear without moderation approval, but still give Zoe in this case the ability to go through and delete the post or edit the post should there be a report of abuse, or if she just happens to come across something, and should also be able to move that topic as well to a more appropriate forum.